to solve this murder. I'm your detective, Dani.
And I'm your crime scene criminal and witnesses, Bill. This is the first part of a new mystery that you at home all know the name of, but Dani doesn't yet.
It's being kept entirely secret from me.
There is one element of the title of this mystery that, for a viewer, is not a spoiler, but from the context of someone trying to solve the mystery, could be construed as a spoiler.
Interesting. And look, totally fair. There are a couple of Agatha Christie's out there where I think the titles are massive spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
And it ruined the book for me.
Oh, yeah. There's a
I
murder
won't
on
tell
this
you
blue
which
train?
ones.
So this is the new mystery. I've written it. It's taken us a while to record it. It's been written now for a little while. It took a long time to write as well, because I had a different mystery idea originally that got partway through development, then got scrapped because it just was not working. Though there are some vague elements of ideas that stuck through, which I can talk about later. Not many, but just one one sort of key thing when we get to the autopsy.
Yeah, we don't need to do it now.
But this is the mystery we ended up with. We had it ready to go and we were quite busy and weren't able to get a recording of it, and it needed some extra changes after playtesting. There is a chance, like all mysteries, that you'll get through this in 10 minutes. That you'll be done, you'll be like, well, they did it, obviously. There's also a chance this could be, based on the sort of complexity of it and the way it's set up, this could be the longest we've ever done.
I'm really
It could be a 15-part... People will know. People already know. They'll see that this is part blank of blank. Should I not do that? Should I change it up so it just says part 1? It doesn't say how many parts?
I really appreciate knowing how many parts something
I think it's
is.
nice.
I don't think this is the sort of thing where it needs to be a surprise.
No. So people know exactly how long it took, but there's a chance that right now, this says, obviously we don't know, it's only starting recording now. There's a chance that in people's...
One of one. I don't want it to be one of one.
This could say part 1 of 13, for all I know.
That'll be really exciting.
Maybe it says part 1 of 8. Maybe it says part 1 of 4. Maybe it says part 1 of 20. That's so many.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm worried for some reason. I feel like it's been quite a while.
It's always nervy to start a new one.
It's been a while since I play tested this. Then I wrote up all the notes. So I'm working from ideally the same notes that at the end of the episode anybody else can grab. Not end of the episode, end of the arc. Anybody else can grab these notes and also work and run themselves. We'll find out. Ideally, it's the same write-up that they're using right now that I've already made before we started. Unless there's some terrible things that happen during this recording and I want to overhaul it, but I don't think that'll happen. Dani, how do you feel about needing to solve another mystery? It's been a little while. Last mystery was a mini one by me. As in, solved by me.
Oh, okay. Good.
That you ran.
That was going to be a weird credit hog.
And then you haven't solved one since Furtive Fiend.
That's a little bit rusty. It's been a while. Not much I can say. I hope I don't have to do too much improv because I'm not feeling very quick on my feet tonight.
I don't think you never need to do improv. You just need to solve a mystery.
You specifically told me that I needed to
do a lot of improv.
Yeah, have some character work planned.
Oh, I did, didn't I? I gave you some character work homework.
I failed.
Oh, okay, it's not. You don't have to do much at all.
Amazing. What I want to know is, hey, people at home, you know how just offhandedly I mentioned and Bill totally didn't cut me saying that there are 2 Agatha Christie's whose titles I consider spoilers. Sure. I don't think I said 2, but there are 2 that I have in mind right now. Email in which 2 you think have titles that are big old spoilers. If you know, you know.
Now I'm wondering. Are they Poirot's or just Agatha Christie's?
One of them you 100% know because I've complained about it so many times.
Ooh, okay. Well, we can remember that later. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't think there's anything else to do other than get into a new murder mystery.
Yeah,
anybody who's new to the show.
E1.
If you're new to the show, hey, welcome. This is a murder mystery show. These are not true crimes. These are fake crimes. I'll give context for anybody. Maybe it's been a while since you've listened. I have with me the facts and characters for a murder mystery.
Crime scene, criminal, and witnesses.
I'm the crime scene, the criminal, and the witnesses. I've got all the information here.
Clear. We're very succinct in our intro until right now.
Dani is going to take on the role of detective and try and solve it, but also you should be listening along, trying to think it through, and please, if you have any ideas, theories of your own, put them in at the end.
We have all of
I know,
this.
it's all covered. I just thought I'd invite people in. All right, Dani. Detective Dani, that's you.
That's me.
Is where? What is Detective Dani doing?
I'm never not working. I've got a red string board in front of me. I've tangled my fingers in it a little bit. You know when you're looking at something and you just start doing something with your hands? I was trying to red string my criminals together, but I was just sort of playing with it at the same time. I'm all tangled
So you're in the office?
Yeah.
You're working?
Yeah.
on a case that you are going to provide no more details for, I'm assuming, unless maybe you've got them. Maybe you've been thinking of...
It's not mine. I'm just helping out a friend.
Okay, lovely.
It's not mine, I swear.
In fact, you spend so much time at the office that a lot of your personal mail also gets redirected to your office because...
I'm not embarrassed by that.
You know that you're never home to pick it up, so you've talked to your...
This place is my life.
Bank, but not bank, post office, to say, hey, reroute it straight to my office. So your personal mail arrives as well. And do you have an assistant, or is it just mail gets shoved?
No, I don't trust assistants.
Great, mail gets shoved under your door.
Or pay them.
And you see there's a few things. There's bills, there's requests for help from various sovereign princes who want you to find their missing crown jewels, but you can solve those via a postcard. They're quite obvious.
Sweet.
My evil vizier has told me that my crown jewels are missing, and he says that if I can't find them by the end of the week, he'll become the new prince. Okay, clearly, you've solved that one already. And alongside all these requests for work and bills and things, you find a note directed just to you.
Makes
and it's
sense.
from someone that... I don't know if you recognise the name. You definitely do. I'm wondering if you remember the name.
Uh-oh. You warned me that this might be coming, I think.
You see a letter addressed to you, written by a Jamie Sutherland.
I definitely remember that name, but I don't think I remember it from a Solve This Murder context just from I think that's one of our Patreon donors.
Yes, yeah, we had a lot of emailing back and forth. From the context of Solve This Murder, Jamie Sutherland was in your first televised case. Televised as in presented to the audience here of Solve This Murder.
Oh,
you remember
sure,
back
televised.
when you were on some kind of in-flight incident?
Okay. All right. Who were the characters in In-Flight Incident?
Yes.
Dead person. That was Keith Moser.
Nice.
There was a detective fan. Is that who we're talking about here?
The counsellor from Short Reef, the councilwoman who was a little bit sleepy, but when you finally got to talk with her, was very big into murder mysteries and tried to supply you with a lot of maybe this is how they did it. Oh, it could have been them. You never know. That's a bit of a motive. And got very into trying to help you solve the case, but mostly by assuming that every single person was the murderer.
That seems fair.
But you and Jamie Sutherland got on fairly well, and turned out that, spoiler alert, she didn't do it.
Phew. That would have been awkward.
And since then, you've had a few pieces of back and forth. It's not completely unusual to see a letter from Jamie. But this one looks a little fancier, a little bit nicer, sometimes she'll send you things clearly just written on loose paper. This one feels like it's got a card or something in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you open it up, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes.
And it's an invitation. It says you are cordially invited to dinner with Jamie Sutherland at her home on a date that is coming up fairly soon, maybe the weekend after this coming weekend.
Okay, okay. Oh, boy.
Short Reef's not too far for you to get to.
I know, just depending on the fanciness of this invitation suggests a more than 2-week RSVP date.
There's no set RSVP date, just RSVP when you can.
That's even more frightening. What if I'm just supposed to know what an appropriate RSVP date is?
Well, you might have to get on it. There's contact details for Jamie.
Jamie, it's like you don't know me at all. But it looks nice. Dinner.
It does look nice.
Just dinner?
A dinner party.
Oh, it did say dinner party, though, or it
seems,
implies?
It implies dinner party.
Okay, I can do that.
Fanciness.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Do I know anything? Is this a fancy area?
I wouldn't call it a fancy area. It's not like you go there thinking, oh, I better dress black tie. Jamie herself isn't incredibly wealthy or anything like that. It's a nice area.
Is there any suggestion at the bottom saying big announcement to follow?
No.
Is that also implied?
I think that's probably implied.
Then I'm definitely saying yes. That's fun.
Wonderful. You say yes, you RSVP very politely.
But very awkwardly with the suggestion of, I'm sorry, I hope this isn't too late.
And after a few quickly solved cases...
If it's still all right, then I'd love to be able to make it if you've got space for me.
But yes, then after a few quickly solved cases and a few imprisoned viziers, you find yourself at Jamie Sutherland's house for dinner. You've arrived at fairly close to the time where dinner would be starting, a little bit late compared to how you would usually like to arrive. You had difficulties getting here. Nothing noteworthy, just enough that means as you arrive, you hear some voices inside and some people clearly talking and milling about, and so you think that you might be one of the last guests to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
You knock on the door. and the door is opened by Jamie Sutherland.
Okay, good. We're at that level of fancy. This is all important for me to know.
Yeah, there's not a butler. There's no help. Just
That's all right. I've got a backpack and like 3 changes of clothes just so that I can definitely dress close to everyone else.
Jamie seems very excited that you're here.
Oh.
She smiles. She says, "Oh, detective. Or should I just say, Danny, you're not on the clock. At least, not yet."
Oh my.
"But please, come in.
That's not quite what you want to hear, but sure. All right. Please point me in the direction of whoever will keep me feeling least awkward tonight."
Oh, of course. And as she enters, you see that there's one sort of large entertaining room where you see there are 6 other guests who are all sort of mingling and milling about and talking with each other. They all sort of look to be in their late 30s.
All right. Great. I get to be the youngest one there. I enjoy that.
If you'd like, I can give you a quick rundown of the people you see.
I suppose so.
So of the 6, you see first a man in a dark suit with short, neat brown hair. He doesn't seem overly gregarious, doesn't seem overly animated by any means, but he does seem like he is enjoying the conversations he's having with the people around him, but in a bit of a reserved way.
Mm-hmm.
You see as well a blonde woman dressed in stylish, extravagantly expensive-looking white clothing. She is a little bit more upbeat. She's talking happily with the other guests, milling about, and seems like she's having quite a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
She has a glass of wine in her hand.
I don't know how clear this is at home. I'm sure not at all. I'm not writing any of this down. I'm drawing.
Yes, you've drawn a clown and a pregnant woman.
She might have been pregnant. Might be a twist, but she is in my picture.
Talking mostly with those first 2, you see a casually dressed man. Really, it's much compared to everyone else here, you might say underdressed, with messy, sort of white hair.
Ooh, interesting.
Maybe he was a redhead in his youth. He seems to be excitedly showing people something on his phone as he talks to them.
Alrighty.
Next, you see a woman wearing a comfy-looking cardigan. She has brown hair tied up in a bun and a pair of thick-rimmed square glasses.
Velma, got it.
She's sort of...
Yeah, I'm not wrong, right? That's Velma.
Yeah, go for it. Now, she's mid-conversation with a fairly short, thin man who, unlike the others, looks quite young, you would say.
They're all in their late 30s, but only one of them looks quite young.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Chubby face, got it.
Wearing a disheveled suit. And despite looking young, looks very tired and sort of wan, if that's the way you pronounce the word wan. And finally, sort of unsure as to which of these 2 little split conversations to be part of, and so sort of standing almost by themselves in the middle, half-heartedly exchanging words with both conversations. You see a worried-looking woman with long, pale brown hair and a sort of bland, smart, casual dress. The sort of clothing you'd find it hard to remark upon, either positively or negatively.
Perfect.
But looking at the 6 of them in there, you then see that Jamie has wandered across into the kitchen and has her head poking out of the kitchen, looking right at you, and she beckons you towards her.
Ooh, great. The fewer introductions, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a dog in the kitchen? That'll make everything better as well.
There is no dog in the kitchen.
That's okay. I can live with it.
She pulls you into the kitchen.
Hey. What's up? Need help?
She says, "More than you know."
I don't like any of the statements that you're making to me, Jamie.
Oh, well, you're gonna love this. I don't need any help with dinner. That's all under control. Although I should check on the potatoes one more time, but I can get to that myself.
Potatoes are never wrong.
But here's the thing. Now that you're here, the real party can start. Because, Dani, I know that one of the people in that room killed my brother.
Oh! Did we talk about this in In-Flight Incident? That you had that this is why you got into murder?
No, this is,
Good. I was really worried that there was something vital I might have forgotten. But what?
Look, It's fairly recent. Officially, he's just missing, and even then, officially, he just seems to be not here. That no one's taking it seriously, his disappearance. But I don't think he went anywhere by himself under his own. I think he was killed. Or look, maybe I'm being overly dramatic. Maybe he was just kidnapped and locked away by one of these people. But either way, I know one of them did it. One of them is responsible for my brother's disappearance and likely his murder. I don't hold out hope.
You don't seem distressed in quite the expected way.
I have been distressed, I have been grieving, and I will grieve more. But today, I've got something to do, and that's, with you in hand, we can catch them. My plan was, I thought I would go out, lock the doors, and announce that I know one of them killed my brother,
Whoa.
And introduce you, and you can go out there and you can start figuring it all out.
Oh boy, okay, that's like a mid-game play. We'll get to that.
Are you sure? Because I could do it right. She holds a big, ornate-looking key.
Oh, totally do the locking thing. That's great. The announcement part.
Announce?
I look. In my vast experience, that's gonna make him clam up and just lie straight to your face. When they don't know what this is about, they'll let more truth happen.
Oh, look, if you're sure, I thought, maybe one of them would.
You say that. Look. Oh, maybe one of them. 9 times out of 10, one of them will scream and run and try to jump out the window, which I assume is reinforced, so that won't work.
And then you arrest them because they're the one who must have done it.
But I assume if it was that sort of common criminal, you'd already know which one it is.
Oh, that's true. So
this one's going to be smart. This one is going to come out and then you make that announcement. The rest of the night, you know what I'm going to hear? Oh, I've never heard of this, Sutherland, Mr. Who?
That's fair.
And that's just a drag to try to get through, because I know they're lying, they know they're lying.
I see. So you'll be subtler about it. You'll go out when they're unaware, their defenses are lowered.
Exactly.
Oh.
You get it.
God, you detectives, you really know how to solve a crime.
Yeah, you've got to ask questions that sound like they don't go nowhere.
Okay, yes, they do go somewhere to murder. I see. Okay, well, right. Well, she sort of tucks the key back into
That's the greatest key I've ever seen. Keep flashing
okay.
that. That's totally fine.
Well,
maybe they'll think it leads to some ornate treasure. They'll try to steal it, and you'll have your answer in a completely different way.
All right. Well, she seems slightly crestfallen, but it's okay. Well,
when it comes to the big announcement time, you can absolutely be the one. I defer that. You can be the one who says it.
Okay, I can do the denouement.
Oh, well.
I'll do the entire denouement.
Sure, let's see how. Yeah.
Okay, well, look, I do think, I'm sure one of these people did it.
This one's going to be real easy for me. Denouement's usually real hard.
I'm sure one of them did it, and I need your help. The police weren't helpful at all. No one else believes that my brother is even dead, but I know it must be true.
Oh, look, I'm more than happy to investigate, alive or dead. If someone turns up alive at the end of one of my cases, man, what a bonus. That's great. If it turns out that you're crazy and paranoid, that's awesome.
I don't know if I agree, but maybe I do. I suppose. Well, look, either way, we need to get to the bottom of this.
My first position should be it has some questions about your relationship with your brother. But that's okay, we can get to that.
Please, if you want to talk with me first, I can tell you why I know that one of them did it at the very least.
Definitely my first interest. Who are these people? Like, what makes them a group?
These, and she looks at you with an expression of, get this. These are the Big Tree Crew. Now, Dani, you're quite worldly.
Is this literal?
This means nothing to you. This is a phrase you've never heard before.
Yep.
It is meaningless. And after a second, Jamie says, sorry. That's not going to make any sense.
Based on what I have just written, they are Bitcoin.
Okay, look. I suppose I should start with my brother. My brother, you may have heard of him, and maybe you didn't know it was my brother. Honestly, it's not something I personally publicize too much. My brother is Gregory Sutherland, or as you might know him better, Gregory. And at that...
Wait, Gregory, like with both G's capitalized?
Yes, exactly.
Whoa. Oh,
the
goodness.
Singer, Gregory.
I knew that you, obviously, I'm a detective. I knew you had a brother called Gregory. It did not occur to me. Like, why would it?
No, it doesn't occur to many people. And as someone in a position of public office, I try and keep those sort of connections lower key. I don't bring him into campaign for me or anything like that.
He must get asked all the time, though, right?
Yes, I do.
Soon as someone finds out.
But look, Gregory is... He's a wonderful singer, a great musician, and yes, look, a little bit of a person with an artistic temperament. And so he's been missing for 3 months.
3 months?
The thing is, well, not quite 3 months. Two and a bit.
How is no one... Does he have, like, people who...
Well, this is the thing. Look, this is what I tried to describe to the police. Disappearances, long disappearances, they're not uncommon for Gregory. This is sort of his process. He often leaves for months at a time, and he comes back to work on music, to recharge creatively. He comes back with new songs, new ideas, new albums in their entirety sometimes.
Right, he can get his inspiration from strange, far-flung corners, that
yes,
sort of thing.
Just getting away from the grind and the world and the city, and just coming up with something wonderful. And so every time this has come up, that's what people have told me. And
in my experience, when people do that sort of thing, they still publicize it. These days, they still love talking about where they are. They don't shut down 100%.
Well, exactly. So, look, it's fine when he does like to shut down when he's away. He'll turn his phone off. He'll go out. He'll go.
I would like to say my reference point for this sort of character is Danny Kovitz from the Shopaholic series, a fashion designer who will do much the same, but he will also put on social media every detail of it.
Well, he won't do that. He's trying to stay away from the public eye. He's always in the public eye.
That's what they say.
So usually he turns his phone off. He's hard to contact. He doesn't like to be messaged. He doesn't like to be emailed. He doesn't like to be in the grind at all. And that's fine. But the thing is, he never leaves unannounced.
I see.
He always emails me. He sends me an email every time. He usually emails me, and he emails his management and his record company.
Mm.
And apparently he did email them.
Mm-hmm.
So he announced his disappearance, and he usually goes for a few months at a time. So for the police, that was the end of the investigation. But the thing is, he always tells me, and he didn't.
That's interesting. That is a surprise. People don't like to vary that sort of routine, especially when it comes with family.
That's what I'm saying. So I know something was wrong.
How did you find out that he was gone?
Well, that's the thing. At first, I didn't know he'd gone. I was trying to message him, and I saw my messages and calls weren't going through, like he had his phone off.
I see.
Which he usually only does when he's away for a long time like this, but I knew he couldn't be because he didn't email me. So I went to his house just to say hello, see what was going on, and his neighbors told me they hadn't seen him since the 7th. He got into a car and he left, and I hadn't seen him since. I told the same thing to the police. 7th of August apparently was the last time he was seen. Just his neighbors say getting into a hire car and leaving. So for a week or two, I thought maybe it would just be a short trip, but after a month, he wasn't back, and so I started digging around a little bit in his house.
Great idea.
So I searched, and there were 2 things that I found. One of them was a note on his fridge. I had noticed it when I was just cleaning around, or I didn't think about it, but when I was looking with new eyes, thinking that he might be missing, I noticed on his fridge there was a note that said, it was handwritten. Mm-hmm. And it said, it mentioned his handwriting. It mentioned the 7th of August. It said 7 Org, Big Tree Crew.
Capitalized?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't think so.
That's all right.
I could find the note, I'm sure, but
that's okay. Mistakes can be made at this stage.
And then it said, gotta tell them.
Man, if this isn't a clue, it's a hell of a song.
So you can understand. I didn't even think. No, because you can understand. I was confused. I didn't know what this was. At this point, she feels like she's sort of getting into the rhythm of telling a story and starting to get to a point where she realizes she's describing her case to a detective in a murder mystery. And she starts sort of getting into a bit more of a rhythm.
Right.
Because then I thought, who are the Big Tree Crew? What could that be? So I started searching harder. So I looked through his office, his study in his house, and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything in his Rolodex, in his list of people to talk to or anything. Nothing was labeled the Big Tree Crew. I was at a loss. But then I found one thing, fallen almost to the bottom of a box in his bedroom. At this point, I was frantic. I was digging through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, what kind of box are we talking here?
Something that looks like it hasn't been unpacked for a while.
Okay.
I found a photo. This photo. And she holds up a photo for you. And it's a photo of 7 children.
Ooh.
All looking about 13 years old.
A past mystery. That's awesome.
In front of a sign that says, Big Tree Camp.
Ooh.
Would you like this episode to be even more character descriptions? Because I have 7 more children to describe to you.
7 more children?
As in these 7 children to describe to you.
Why not?
After describing 6 people.
Sure. I mean, I assume it's just child versions of them, but I'm never going to know that.
Well, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
There is a blonde, fancily dressed girl who is smiling and clinging to the arm of a boy.
Ooh, okay.
That boy, Jamie points out, that's Gregory.
Okay.
The boy has a long mop of hair. He's wearing a t-shirt over a long-sleeved shirt.
Aww.
Jeans with some rips in them.
Cool. He's either super cool or super uncool. It's hard to tell at this point.
That's Gregory. Next to him is a tall, heavy-set boy in jeans and a t-shirt with pale red hair.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Next to them is a short-haired girl. So kind of almost maybe pixie cut kind of feeling. Quite short hair and super baggy clothing. Very, big sweatshirty kind of stuff. Just very form-concealing clothing. Next, you see a smiling boy in glasses and sort of smart casual. You know the kind of kid who buttons all the way up to the top button on his shirt? That
Sure.
kind of a kid. Then a girl with long, light brown hair wearing a dress.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, a sort of serious-looking girl with brunette hair.
No glasses at this point?
No glasses at this point.
Okay.
And Jamie says, I saw this picture. I saw Big Tree.
Mm.
I knew this must be the Big Tree Crew, but who were they? But at least one of them I recognized.
Mm.
She points to the girl holding onto Gregory's arm.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely dated her. She was Samantha. I couldn't remember at the time, but her name is Samantha Seagar. But with that, knowing that's someone I knew, some of them came back to me. Some of them I didn't really know, but a few of them were his friends, and some I'd met, some he'd seen quite a lot, and some he'd told me about, and I looked through old emails and messages he'd sent me, and I managed to find out all of them.
Wow.
And all 6 of them are in this room tonight. One of them must have done something to my brother, because on the 7th of August, the last day he was seen, he was meeting the Big Tree Crew, and he had to tell them something, and whatever it was, one of them didn't want to know. Maybe, I guess. That seems like a murder mystery kind of motivation, right?
I totally see what you mean.
It must have been. So one of them did something to him on that day, and I found all their information. I found their emails and addresses in his address books, and I tracked them down. I still have a copy of the Yellow Pages, and I found them all. And they're all here. And I want you to find out which one of them did it.
Yeah, okay. I can work with this. I can definitely work with this. I have definitely still a couple of questions, but let's start with this one. Do they know each other? Right now.
Are you asking Jamie or me?
Jamie.
Bill. For Jamie, she says, oh, yes, I think some of them do. Look, I don't know completely. I haven't seen most of these people for a very long time.
Sure, that's fair. It's just like I've only just arrived, but some of them, I don't know how long they've been here. They're getting acquainted, reacquainted. I want to know how do they know that they're big tree fellows together?
I'll tell you. When they came in, they didn't arrive together, any of them. But a lot of them were already talking quite chummily before I even opened the door to let them inside.
I see.
If they'd arrived at roughly the same time, they were having a conversation on my very stoop before I let them in.
Right.
And even now, she pokes her head out of the kitchen where you have a view of the dining room. Even now, they seem quite friendly with each other.
Look.
They don't seem like long-lost friends to me.
No. Look, this makes sense. This implies they did indeed see each other on the 7th of August.
Exactly.
Okay.
The big tree crew rides again.
Look, it could have very well been that your brother was meant to meet up with some of them, but couldn't get to all of them. The more friendly they are with each other shows the more recently they got acquainted. That's all very reasonable. Would have been more interesting if one of them was surprised.
True, but they all seem fairly chummy to me.
And unfortunately,
yes?
I have 2 other questions. Your brother Gregory.
Yes, Gregory.
The style of music that he does, I don't not listen to it, but did it ever occur from a marketing perspective that maybe the 2 G's makes it look like he's into much heavier content than he is? Because it does make him look like his name is Gory.
That's true.
Do you know if he thought of that? Was that on purpose and it was like a subversion thing?
I think it was on purpose, but I think he was named after the famed blues and folk musician Albert Gorey.
Oh,
I think it was a reference to that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yep.
So he's Gory.
Totally fair.
True fans got it.
It clears up a lot of things that I've been wondering about for years.
I mean, you didn't think Richard Scarry wrote horror books, did you?
No comment. Now, my final question for the moment. I'm going to have a lot more. What do you think I am? Some sort of Encyclopedia Brown?
Of course.
I feel like your emphasis is on a word that I don't know if I would like. And I'm just going to underline this for you. You are quite confident that one of them did something to your brother?
Oh my God, you're right. My head is so stuck in the world of murder mysteries where it's always a one person who did it. There's no famous murder mysteries where multiple people did it. So I assumed that it must be. I don't know if she'd read Orient Express in the book. Someone was reading Orient Express in Flight Incident, but it was someone else. Just to throw you off and make you think everybody in the plane did it. But you're right. It could have been a group killing, like the murder of my favorite emperor, Julius Caesar. He wasn't an emperor, but that's fine. Or was he? He was a dictator.
Yeah, they hadn't quite used. We weren't quite using the word emperor at that point.
Neither did Augustus. Sorry, I got distracted by Roman history. You're right. It could have been
We're always thinking about the Roman Empire.
The Roman Empire is my Roman Empire. You're right. Maybe it's all of them, but if so, you have to find out which and how many and who.
Absolutely. All right. If it is just one, then you can rely on 5 other people to be honest.
That's true.
If it is all of them, then they are all lying, and the trick is you have to separate them and catch them out in their lies. They will not be able to keep track of everything with each other.
Okay, well, how do you want to do this? Shall I question half of them off screen and you question the other half? And I'll just sort of tell you what the results of my investigations were?
Honestly, I think that the very first thing that we do is, should the timing allow for it, get ready for dinner.
I've got the entree.
You make that happen. I will do enough small talk that I'm familiar with them. Do they have any idea who I am? I assume not,
no,
right?
I didn't announce you.
Oh man, I need a backstory. Cover story.
You'll have to come up with that on the fly, I guess.
Oh yes, what fun.
Well, I can have the entrees coming out. For Americans, an entree is an appetizer. Not an entree, which is the main. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, so these are going to be walk-arounds, not sit-downs?
No, sit down, but it's a sit-down entree. Not an hors d'oeuvre. It's not a canapé, it's an entree.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, you let me know when that's ready. I'll go and give them my fake name and fake character. Oh, dear. Just something. What's the least put on your guard profession that there is?
Maybe
folk art.
I mean, that surely raises a lot of questions to you. Is that all right?
I can handle that.
Okay.
Everything is folk art.
I guess you can be a folk artist.
Why did these people come?
I don't know.
That's weird. You should maybe watch your back.
Yes, okay, I will. I'll watch it hard. She watches her back. Makes it hard to get the to get the entrees out of the oven.
I'm just saying, put a little bit of armor underneath your shirt.
Okay.
Could serve you well.
As you leave, she starts digging around for a baking tray.
Perfect. Gonna get some weird clanging foley work out of that.
So you leave the kitchen, head to the dining room as folk artist Dani, detective folk artist Dani.
Yep.
And I suppose the investigation can begin. Thank you for listening to Solve This Murder. To submit your own guesses for whodunit, send an email to solvethismurderpod@gmail.com. We read every theory we're sent and award the greatest sleuth with a place on our wall of detectives. To support the show, you can sign up for our Patreon and receive weekly bonus episodes, monthly videos, and full access to all parts of new Solve This Murder mysteries on day one. Thanks to all our patrons for supporting us. Thanks to Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts for our theme music. And thanks again to all of you for listening.